Hello, my name is Koert. I'm the founder of Trades Purpose. Just to give you a little bit of an introduction to who I am and what I'm trying to do here. I was a plumber assistant throughout high school. I did my grade 12 co-op as a plumber and thought the grass was greener on the other side. Of course, went to college, did the sales thing for 4 or 5 years, and then realized I was missing the trades and the atmosphere and the people involved in the skilled trades. So lo and behold, I went back to plumbing, got licensed, and here I am now as a licensed plumber, business owner of a plumbing company. Started in 2016, Koert Plumbing. Grew organically from nothing, basically, in a newer city. Moved here for my wife, and then about year 2 or 3, I think, we started winning awards. Things were going great. We were in high demand, getting great reviews. I was on top of the world, basically. For the last 5 years, we've been winning awards. Best plumber, best water treatment, best bath renos, over multiple platforms like Top Choice, Consumer Choice, if you know those. And in high demand, so it was feeling pretty good. We had 16 people at one point, 3 vans rolling. But I was forcing it. I was really forcing the growth, the scaling. I kind of sat stagnant for 4 years, and was just kind of coasting in a way. Like, it was almost the worst spot to be. Like, you almost rather be at one van or 5 or 6 vans, kind of thing, right? I had all the expenses, but didn't have the manpower or the human power to make enough revenue and stuff. So we're just kind of floating by, and working day and night. And I'm not complaining. It was a great experience. I love it. I love plumbing. I love dealing with customers. I could have been a better leader, of course, like everybody, I think, goes through that. Those struggles. Learned a lot. Made a lot of mistakes. Learned a lot, though. And it led me to where I am today, which is Trades Purpose. Yes, it's extravagant. It didn't start out that way. It just kind of worked out to be that way. Because as I started thinking about it, working on it, the pain points kept coming to me. And, I'd say for about 4 or 5 years ago, I was working with the Ministry of Training. Not really working with them, but I had some ideas. I had a few meetings. My poor apprenticeship officer, Andrea, love her. She put up with me because I have, a lot to say. And I'm very passionate about the industry, and very passionate about giving a good experience to our customers. I think they deserve it. I've noticed over the years, not just the workforce, being short and really affecting the industry, but the results of it becoming like giving a poor experience to the customer. It almost has turned into, there's no more value, so there's no more loyalty. Now, we built ourselves off of giving value and having loyalty, and it was great. Like, we pretty much had on our voicemail and automatic emails, we're not taking on new customers, and that was in hopes of taking care of our current clientele. But that only goes for so long. Like, it's just, you're turning down business every single day. That's pretty tough, right? And it's not fair. So the last couple of years, I've started to notice that, and not by choice, but our service was starting to dwindle. And it wasn't terrible. Obviously, I have high expectations, but it didn't feel right. It wasn't good. I hate letting people down. And it wasn't astronomical. It wasn't extreme, but it was bad enough that it affected me. So again, this is why Trades Purpose has been started. The idea is, with a few of our goals here, are to address the workforce right away by lowering the demand of needing the plumber to come out for a service call. So that means giving some power to the homeowner, with some advice and some tips and some here to help step by step, right? So I'll get into all that, and you check us out on tradespurpose.com. But again, this is more of an intro. But Trades Purpose pretty much evolved into an ecosystem. Now, say what you want about AI. Everybody has their opinion, and I'm going to say the majority of the people I know and I talk to are resistant of it, and that's fine. I get it. It's intimidating. As soon as it came out, though, I saw that as my way of being able to get systems in place and structure and all those things that you don't think of as a small business owner. You don't think it's necessary until it's too late almost, and then you have to try to implement when you're already operating, and that's pretty tough to do. So I want to help homeowners get a better experience, save some money, not stress over having to worry about what you're going to have to pay and then not calling a plumber and hoping it just doesn't get worse. But typically it does. So we want you to call right away, right? The sooner you call, the better. And at least address it, the better. And maybe you can solve it. So I've trained this AI remote plumbing assistant over the last almost 2 years now. So all of the dialogue I've had with my customers over the last 8 years has been inputted into it, right? It's been trained by it. So I've probably saved over 500 calls at least, just by dialogue, talking people through, and all the questions, right? All the questions. And I'm sorry to customers too who have asked questions and used to getting replies right away and weren't able to get replies right away over the last couple of years. Because I get it. When you make that phone call or send that email, that's when you're thinking about it. That's when you want to have the answers, right? So now you can, right? And you don't have to be a customer. And I'll get all into it, but basically I've created an ecosystem that is meant to help everybody. It's going to help the homeowner. It's going to help the apprentice. It's going to help the pre-apprentice. It's going to help the plumber. It's going to help the business company, and it's going to help the government. So, oh, hi, Lily. I don't know if you can see that paw coming in the picture she wants in, but that's okay, sweetie. So, anyways, that's a little bit about me. We have a goal to petition for and advocate for legislation change with the apprenticeship as well, because, and I'll get into it again, but 5 years to be an apprentice, it's almost like we're giving them the opportunity to fail before they even succeed, because working for a small company, it's hard to give that one-on-one time and train them. So you kind of find that they do more watching and than doing and being taught. And then in the high-rise world, in the union world, what they end up doing is getting taught one or two things, and that's what they get stuck on forever, for like 5 years, right? And then fail their test 5 or 6 times and finally pass, and then all of a sudden they can start a business, right? So there's a lot going on with the industry. It's a great industry. It's great job, very rewarding. Highly recommend it, especially with AI. But back to AI too. It's like, yes, I get that people are worried about it. Our thinking is embrace it. And I know everybody says that too, and I'm not forcing anybody, because this thing too is people aren't going to be ready for it. It's different. It's a whole new way of doing things. But again, remember, it's meant to help everyone. Literally, no one loses with this. Everyone wins. And on top of that, just think about worst case scenario, maybe not worst case scenario, but think about big corporation, all the greedy, tycoons out there getting hooked up with AI and its crazy, capabilities and taking over industries. And I truly think that that's what's going to happen. We're going to see the rich get richer, of course, and they're basically just going to take over industries, and they're going to dictate what we do. So our goal is to keep the small businesses alive, protect them, but by letting them thrive, right? Over 50% of businesses, plumbing businesses, fail within the first 5 years, and it gets worse than that too, right? Like, you're lucky to make it past 10 years, and if you do, you're still not safe. So it's a tough it's a tough game out there. And yeah, you could say, you know, they're charging a lot, but also have a lot of expenses. And plumbers, and I don't blame them, but they understand. They're smart enough to realize, obviously, that the supply and demand is in their favor. So, you know, they're asking for higher rates, and they're getting it because the work has to get done. So if something drastic doesn't happen, whether it's this, that, or anything, right? But it has to be dramatic, like not dramatic, but drastic, enough to like make an impact. I don't know what's going to happen. Like it's just going to get worse and worse, right? And people are already complaining and already recognizing it. You have to wait a couple weeks, and companies don't even get back to you, and you have like a plumbing emergency, you know. Before you know it, people are going to be trying things themselves, who aren't capable, without any support, and it's a real safety hazard too. Like cross contamination with water and sanitary carry a lot of diseases and bacteria. So we got to do something, you know. And the government's trying. I mean, give them all the credit. They're trying, and they've been trying for several years now. But we've got some ideas to try to help. And at first it starts with trying to limit the demand, right? On the plumbing companies, right? So let's help the homeowners tackle some of the service calls themselves, some of these small things, and even getting advice and understanding what things will cost roughly, giving you that peace of mind so that you feel comfortable calling. And then even what we want to do is match you with the right plumbing company for the specific task you have at hand. And there's so much more. And I'm really excited. I can't wait to get into it. I'm doing it regardless. We'll see what happens. I've got all the faith in the world that it's the right thing to do, and it's going to help the economy and everyone involved. So hopefully you're with me, and hopefully you're interested to learn more. And stay tuned and check us out on social media and on YouTube, and our website again at tradespurpose.com. So bye for now, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.